Watcher to 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
How's it going, troops? Jordan here, back again with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Loadout video. The year is 2011, Obama is still the US president, Bin Laden and Gaddafi are no more, and Japan is hit by an incredibly devastating earthquake and tsunami. Life is a roller coaster, but 2011 saw one video game that swept the world by storm. The most anticipated, most excited, and most hyped Call of Duty was about to release. Gamers all around the globe waited outside of GameStop and EB Games, and some were waiting at home as their digital countdown hit 0. The third and final game in the trilogy series. It can only mean one thing: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It might be the year 2020 now, but for today's Modern Warfare Loadout, we are taking a trip back in time, soldier, to the peak of Call of Duty, as we become a Modern Warfare 3 veteran. So without further ado, let's take a look at our mission briefing. This is going to be a class setup replicating a popular loadout from Modern Warfare 3. We're going to be using weaponry, equipment, perks and streak rewards from Modern Warfare 3, and this loadout is going to include new features that were first introduced back in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Modern Warfare 3 was the third and final game in the original Modern Warfare series, that released on the 8th of November 2011. Developed primarily by Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer Games, MW3 featured lots of new innovations. Innovations such as point streaks, Spec Ops survival mode, weapon levels, weapon proficiencies, new weapons and equipment, and my favourite part of Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Elite. A new way of enhancing the Modern Warfare experience, which included changing weapon classes on the go, seeing heat maps, viewing stats, elite TV content such as Friday night fights and gun guides, and downloadable content for both multiplayer and Spec Ops every month across a 9-month period. However, there were some problems and concerns that didn't go unnoticed. Infinity Ward was in turmoil over the loss of Vince Zampella, Jason West and a bunch of studio developers, which put a lot of pressure on the game to launch. A lot of fans complained over how similar Modern Warfare 3 was to Modern Warfare 2, with barely any changes in graphics, textures, animations, etc. Connection problems and server lag had also made its way into Modern Warfare 3 during the first few months. And who can forget the nightmares that were Dead Man's Hand and Final Stand.
No last stand. Fuck you, last stand.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Bowling. Indeed. Despite the complaints, Modern Warfare 3 went on to make over $1 billion in just 16 days, beating Avatar and becoming one of the highest grossing Call of Duty games ever. With over 50 weapons and new ways to customise your play, Modern Warfare 3 truly was a solid Call of Duty title, with enough base content to last a year without even the need of DLC. So let's begin by taking a look at our primary weapon of choice that we're going to be equipping for this loadout. Modern Warfare 3 had a lot of fun weapons to use, like the ACR 6.8, the MP5, the SCAR-L and the MSR. But one weapon that stood out to me a lot during MW3's life cycle was the MP7. It was one of the last weapons you unlocked in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and I always used to think the tritium iron sights were like bubbles. This submachine gun was very powerful and a lot of fun to use, so we'll equip the MP7 as our primary weapon. But of course we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our MP7. For our first attachment, we're going to be choosing the monolithic suppressor. The MP7 with the silencer in Modern Warfare 3 was a deadly combination of both stealth and maximum damage, so we'll choose the monolithic suppressor as our first attachment. For our second attachment, we're going to be choosing a barrel, and that barrel is the FSS SWAT. This shorter lengthened barrel allows us to aim down sights much faster than normal, and of course with that quick draw perk back in Modern Warfare 3, that allowed us to aim down sights much faster, and so this is going to help replicate that. For our third attachment, we're going to be choosing a weapon perk, and that weapon perk is going to be Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand Pro was a popular perk in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, so we'll select the sleight of hand weapon perk to allow our character to reload the MP7 faster. For our fourth attachment, we'll be choosing a rear grip, and the rear grip that I have gone for is the stipple grip tape. Another popular perk in Modern Warfare 3 was Quick Draw Pro, as I've mentioned, which again allowed the player to aim down sights faster, so the stipple grip tape helps improve our aiming speed. And finally, for our fifth and final attachment, we're going to be choosing an underbarrel, and the underbarrel that I have gone for is the Operator foregrip. The benefit of this foregrip is that it gives us an increased control in recoil, but the main reason why we've gone with this foregrip is because the MP7 model in Modern Warfare 3 had a foregrip built into it. So to replicate this, we're going to be choosing the Operator foregrip. So those are going to be our attachments for the MP7. Now let's move on to our secondary weapon of choice for this loadout. Just like the primary weapons, Modern Warfare 3 had a lot of cool, fun and overpowered secondary weapons, like the infamous Akimbo FMG9s. Ugh. But since Modern Warfare doesn't feature any machine pistols, instead we'll go with a popular pistol from Modern Warfare 3. So the pistol I've decided on is the .357 revolver to replicate the .44 Magnum from Modern Warfare 3. And just like our primary weapon, we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our .357 revolver. For our first attachment, we're going to be going with a weapon perk, and the weapon perk that I've gone for is Akimbo. Akimbo again was a popular attachment for secondary weapons in Modern Warfare 3, and you wouldn't see anyone run the Magnum without attaching Akimbo to it, so that's why Akimbo will be our first attachment. And for our second and final attachment for the .357, I have chosen a trigger action, and the one that I've gone for is the lightweight trigger. This helps increase the fire rate of the .357, and the 44 Magnums in Modern Warfare 3 fired very quickly, and so this trigger is going to help us fire our .357 revolver much faster. And those are going to be our primary and secondary weapons of choice for this loadout. Now let's move on and take a look at our perks and equipment that we're going to be using for this loadout. For our first tier perk, I have chosen Scavenger. Scavenger Pro in Modern Warfare 3 allow players to resupply their ammunition and start off with extra magazines. And while in Modern Warfare these two benefits are now separated into the Scavenger perk and the fully loaded weapon perk, Scavenger still lets us resupply ammunition off dead enemies so we can continue on our gun streak. So we'll go with Scavenger as our tier 1 perk. For our second tier perk, we're going to be choosing Hardline. Hardline again was another popular perk that returned from Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops into Modern Warfare 3, and worked exactly like the perk does in Modern Warfare. The only difference is the pro version in MW3 allowed 2 assists to count as a kill towards your point streak, whereas in Modern Warfare it just reduces kill streak costs by 1 less kill. This will be useful for us when we start tearing it up with our gun streaks, so Hardline will be our tier 2 perk. And finally, for our third tier perk, I have chosen Amped. As I've already stated, Sleight of Hand Pro was one of the more popular perks in Modern Warfare 3. The pro version of this perk was different to that of Modern Warfare 2's pro version. Faster aim down sights was moved to the Quick Draw Pro perk, and instead a faster weapon swap replaced it for Sleight of Hand Pro. Amped in Modern Warfare gives our player a faster weapon swap, so we'll choose Amped as our tier 3 and final perk of this loadout. So now that we've covered our perks, let's move on to the equipment. For our lethal equipment, I have chosen C4. Modern Warfare saw lots of new pieces of equipment for players to play with and mix up their playstyles. When creating this loadout, I was thinking of using the proximity mine since the Bouncing Betty was first introduced in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, but it wasn't that useful and most people just didn't bother using it. C4 made a return in Modern Warfare 3 from the previous Modern Warfare games, but was most memorable for a lot of bad reasons, dead man's hand, and since C4 is very deadly in Modern Warfare, we'll equip the C4 explosive for our lethal slot. For our tactical equipment, I have gone with the snapshot grenade. Along with new lethals, we also saw a bunch of new tactical equipment like the portable radar. Yes, this wasn't new to Call of Duty as Black Ops featured the motion sensor, but this was new to the Modern Warfare series and was also way more powerful than the motion sensor was, since your whole team could benefit from it and the motion detection radius was big. On maps like Dome and Hard Hat, if the whole team was running the portable radar, it was basically a constant UAV if the enemy team wasn't running Assassin Pro. In Modern Warfare we don't have any motion sensor or portable radar device, but the snapshot grenade has similar traits. It lights up enemies in its radius if they aren't using battle hardened, and displays a quick ping on your minimap much like a pulse of the portable radar. Plus, the Recon Pro perk in Modern Warfare 3 painted enemies and their direction on the minimap if you hit them with explosive or bullet damage. And the snapshot grenade works similarly to that, so we'll choose the snapshot grenade as our tactical equipment. So now that we've talked about our perks and equipment for this loadout, it's time to move on to our field upgrade of choice, and of course our 3 kill streaks that we're going to be going with. For our field upgrade, I have chosen the trophy system. Another new piece of equipment first introduced in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, this protective device detects enemy projectiles and equipment and destroys them before impact. You earn this field upgrade quite quickly in Modern Warfare, and so we'll equip the trophy system to save our life and protect our team on objective points. Now we've decided on our field upgrade, let's move on to our 3 selected streak rewards for this loadout. Back in Modern Warfare 3 we were introduced to a new reward system, strike packages. These strike packages consisted of assault, support and specialist streak rewards depending on what playstyle you wanted to take. Assault were for those players who wanted to dominate the battle and rack up those high kill counts, support were for those players who wanted to support and help the team win the game, and specialists were for those players who loved gunplay and wanted to earn extra perks so they could become a super soldier when they got that specialist bonus at 8 kills. This made Modern Warfare 3 feature the most reward streaks in any Call of Duty to date, and since this loadout includes new features from Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, we are going to swap out helicopters and UAVs for extra perks as we become a Modern Warfare specialist. So let's take a look at our specialist perks for this loadout. For our first specialist perk, we're going to be choosing Ghost. Assassin Pro in Modern Warfare 3 was a top tier crutch perk that was very overpowered. It featured a lot of benefits, including being immune to heartbeat sensors, portable radars and EMP blasts. But the main benefit was being hidden off the enemy minimap when they called in a UAV or advanced UAV. And since we have Hardline equipped in tier 2, it's only going to take 1 kill to earn Ghost and keep ourselves off that radar. So Ghost will be our first specialist perk. For our second specialist perk, we're going to be choosing Battle Hardened. In Modern Warfare 3, protection against both explosives and tactical equipment was combined in a single perk called Blast Shield Pro. Blast Shield, as you can tell, protected you against enemy explosives, and the Pro version included protection against enemy tactical equipment like flashbangs and stuns. And since flashbangs, stuns and gas grenades are quite annoying in Modern Warfare, we'll equip Battle Hardened as our second specialist perk to counter these. And lastly, for our third and final specialist perk, we're going to be choosing Double Time. For rushers in Modern Warfare 3, Extreme Conditioning Pro was another popular perk that made it useful for players to get back into the action after respawning. So Double Time is going to be our third and final specialist perk. If you carry on your gun streak, you will eventually achieve the specialist bonus at 8 kills, or 7 kills since we've equipped Hardline, in which you unlock all the remaining perks with of course the exception of Overkill. Combining our weaponry, perks, equipment, field upgrade and kill streaks, we will deceive our enemies in warfare and send them a message they won't ever forget. It doesn't take the most powerful nations on Earth to create the next global conflict.
All it takes is the will of a single man.
So troops, that wraps up my MW3 or Modern Warfare 3 veteran loadout video. Next time you boot up Modern Warfare multiplayer, definitely give this class setup a try in game and enjoy being an elite Call of Duty player. If you did enjoy this Modern Warfare loadout video, then do give the video a thumbs up, I would appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, then make sure to do so, and also hit that bell notification icon right next to the subscribe button. That way you're always notified as to when I make an upload. And of course, if you have any friends who are interested in this sort of content, then definitely share the video with them to help give my videos and channel more widespread exposure. On a serious note, I want to give a quick message to all my viewers and subscribers. As you all know by now, the coronavirus or COVID-19 has spread like wildfire across the world, damaging people's health and taking the lives of many. Some of the badly hit countries right now are of course China, South Korea, Italy, Iran and Spain, with lots of other countries like the UK starting to feel the toll. So make sure you stay safe and keep healthy, take all precautions and measures needed, keep washing your hands, and let's all pray that this deadly virus will dissipate soon. Once again, thank you all for the lovely comments and thank you all for the loadout suggestions. I'm always reading any suggestions you put down in the comments, so definitely keep an eye out for more military themed loadouts and of course more playstyle loadouts in the near future. So until the next video, I thank you all for watching, stay true to me troops, and I'll see you in game.